if you want to apply the law of detachment then to your life, you have to say, today I will commit myself to detachment. I will factor in uncertainty as an essential ingredient of my experience today. The more uncertain this day, the more joy it will create for me. In fact, last year on New Year's Eve, when we were celebrating with our family, as we do every New Year's, the whole family gets together. My children have heard this for a long time. They've been brought up on this knowledge. After we celebrated, we all take a few minutes to silently, in our own consciousness, examine our wishes and our dreams for the new year. So I saw my son was taking a long time, and finally when he opened his eyes, I said, Gautam, what did you ask for? He said, I asked the creative mind of the universe to make this year even more uncertain than last year. Because we had so much fun. You apply the law of detachment by factoring in uncertainty. It's called involved with passion and yet detached. Involved with passion and yet detached. Detached involvement. The second thing you do is you step into the field of infinite possibilities all the time. And you do that by knowing that every moment is a field of infinite possibility. And as you do that, you'll see that there are things that happen that you never anticipated. Napoleon Hill, one of the greatest authorities on success, and you've probably heard of his famous book, Think and Grow Rich, he said, what's good luck? Good luck is nothing but opportunity and preparedness. And you're not going to have preparedness if you're stuck to the known. You're only going to have preparedness if you have surrendered to the unknown. Because the known is a rigid framework of thinking. Let's move on to the last and final law, the law of dharma. The law of dharma, which is also known as the law of purpose in life. Let me read to you something about the law of dharma. And this comes from Khalil Gibran, who says, when you work, you are a flute through whose heart the whispering of the hours turns to music. And what it is to work with love. It is to weave the cloth with threads drawn from your heart, even as if your beloved were to wear that cloth. The law of dharma, which is the law of purpose in life, has three components to it. The first component is that each person that's alive, each human being that's alive, has a unique gift, a special talent to give to others. When we blend that unique talent with service to others, we experience the exaltation and the ecstasy of our own spirit, which is the ultimate goal of all goals. So the law of dharma says that each person who's alive can do something in a certain way that's better than anyone else that's alive. There's one thing you can do, and you have a very special way of doing it. It's better than anyone else that's alive. And everyone has that, because this universe, in its perfection, has no spare parts. It's complete and perfect in its totality. And when you're doing your unique thing in your own unique way, there's a symptom that goes along with that. You lose track of time. You escape time-bound awareness, and you enter the realm of timeless awareness. You experience timeless mind, the mind that generates, orchestrates, and delivers, the mind that is running the machinery of the universe. Timeless, eternal, without beginning, without ending. Only that which has a beginning can have an ending. So when you're expressing your unique talent, when you're in the law of dharma, then you experience ecstasy, joy, exaltation. It doesn't matter what that activity is. It could be playing football, it could be cooking, it could be taking care of your children. And you know that some mothers are in dharma and some aren't. So that's the first component. The second component of the law of dharma says that we are here to help each other. We are here to help each other. If you change your internal dialogue from what's in it for me to how can I give, you'll spontaneously get what you want. Because the internal dialogue of the ego always is what's in it for me, what's in it for me, what's in it for me. The internal dialogue of the spirit, because the spirit is that domain of our awareness where we experience our universality, the spirit is always saying, how can I help? And even in asking that question, how can I help? It is obtaining everything that there is to obtain. That's the second component of the law of dharma. And the third component of the law of dharma is to experience our higher self, to recognize, as Father Teilhard de Chardin said once, that we are not human beings that have occasional spiritual experiences, but in fact we are spiritual beings that have occasional human experiences. And when these three components of the law of dharma are put to use, then anything and everything is possible. If you want to apply the law of dharma, then say, today you commit yourself to lovingly nurture the God, the goddess in embryo that is lying deep within your soul. Make a list of your unique talents and ask yourself every day, how can I help? How can I serve? How can I put these unique talents to the service of humanity? When I raised my children, I just told them these things in the beginning. I told my children, I don't want you to ever think of making a lot of money. I don't want you to ever think of getting the best grades in school or going to the best colleges. I want you to just tell me what you really love to do, enjoy doing, and how you can put that into the service of humanity. They ended up going to the best schools, getting the best grades, all of that stuff, but they never even thought about it. Because when you are in tune with your dharma, then everything comes to you very spontaneously and very effortlessly. The law of dharma literally says, we are gods in embryo. And this might sound like blasphemy, but how can we not be connected to that source that creates everything? Because it's the source of our own being. There is nothing other than God. And these gods and gods in embryo are impulses of intelligence. They are states of awareness that come from that universal mind, that come from that universal field of infinite possibilities. And these gods have only one desire. They want to be born. They want to be born. Thank you.